Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Mileena's here. Mileena's stunning. Alright, they're vacuuming outside. Alright, guys, vroom, 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 the vacuum. The vacuum of love, everyone. Alright, totally enjoy it. Alright, they're vacuuming outside. I hope you're going to be able to hear it, actually. But I am so excited to perform for you guys today. Alright. Now, I'm going to try different moves tonight, alright? Different moves. You know Mileena, she's always a changin'. Love performing for you guys. What do you think of the hair, guys? What do you think of the hair? What do you think of the dress, guys? Now, you know what? Mileena's very happy because she's in complete control of her whole entire life, you know? I've never had a manager that took advantage of me or tried to ruin my life. I've never, and you know, I'm not famous or anything like that, but I see fame in the future for me. I really do see really good things for me. I really do. My mother married, and father got married very young, but they were both a beautiful couple, and my wife and I are very beautiful. So we're very lucky, obviously. I really want to encourage you guys to try to strive for fun and enjoy life. It's really nice to have a kind of like a good life, you know. And of course, it's tough. You can't. Nobody's in control of their life that way. Sometimes, some of these things happen, and it's really tough on you, and you have a hard time, and it's really horrible. But you know, at the end of the day, if you make it out through that, you can do anything, right? Now, I know there's a lot of women that are dealing with abuse issues and different things, and it's really tough to see for me because I don't feel that that's something that I would. Well, I don't do that to my wife, so I don't feel that that's something that should happen, you know. But a lot of people deal with abuse and things like that, and it's just really tough to see. A lot of my female friends have gone through major things, and I'm just like, you know, that shouldn't have happened, you know. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Sorry, I don't know where that came from, but but yes, I'm really encouraging all you guys to enjoy my show. It's so much fun, right, guys? Now, guys, I'm going to move around in a way that's beautiful. Now, guys, I'm going to have fun with you guys tonight. I'm sure you can hear that. The vacuum is pretty loud. I'm going to have fun with you guys tonight. Posing like crazy. Now, between you and me, I think Mileena is the best talent in the world. But don't tell anyone. Okay, you can tell everybody. Mileena is so sleek and beautiful. Alright, guys. Now, guys, something that I was really upset to hear about was Wendy Williams being into drugs. I had watched her show a lot. She was so critical of everyone that I didn't think she was into drugs for some reason. I just thought she was just very, you know, on top of things and in control of her life. And she didn't feel that she had to do those things because she was very, you know, when you're judging others, you're not going to want to be judging others to a certain extent if you're living a life where you're doing drugs and all that. Why would you want to? That like when you're into drugs, you can lose control and your life can change in just a mere minute. So, you know, why would you want to talk negatively about people if you have no control over your life? Um, Not that you don't have any control, but if you're doing a lot of drugs, like Wendy Williams did, she did go to rehab. then she probably feels like, why am I judging people if this is the kind of life that I have? So there's a person that's judging people and criticizing people, and then we have the criticisms that we hear about her, and it's like, well, does it make sense that she's got all those criticisms if she's living that kind of lifestyle? Like, not that I'm saying you can't judge anyone if you're on drugs, but it does make it seem like, well, why is she doing it if she's leading a lifestyle where she's got a lot of drugs in her system and stuff like that. Like I mean, and I don't judge people in a way negatively. I do seem like I'm judging people like celebrities and everything, but I try not to because I know how important their lives are in terms of their performances, and they might have a bad performance here and there, and it's forgivable because you don't want to think, well, they can't perform, or you don't want to think, well, they're they're you don't want to be judgmental on them because it's hard enough to be a celebrity. Honestly, to be entertaining is really tough. You want to make sure you entertain everyone, and you want to make sure you have a good manage on your lifestyle so that you're not worried about whether you appear as a mess at some point. So, and that's pretty easy to do for most people because most people don't have to worry about that because they're not in the spotlight. But when you're in the spotlight, it is harder to do because a lot of people that are in the spotlight have crazy lives, so they end up doing crazy things and they're a total mess. And then you're like, well, we can't have that on TV, and then they go downhill and all this terrible things happen. But when she was judging people, and I don't like when I judge people, I try not to do it. I try to do it in a way where I'm just talking about my looks in comparison, and I try to do like a constructive criticism, where I say like my performance in doing this is better than maybe Channing Tatum's performance doing that, and that performance like when he was dressed as a woman, I feel Mileena is way better, But I'm not trying to insult him. Like he's amazing, he's great, he looks amazing, he's in great shape, and he's a super major talent. So I try not to judge in a negative way, but I honestly do feel that my performing as Mileena is way better than his performing the one time that he did it in drag, which is not a big deal. You don't have to. Most people judge that way more harsh than I do. But I just want to say that I'm better. That I get people to say, "Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, that's true," and people will subscribe. I don't try to say it in a mean way. And Channing Tatum, I don't think he would take it personally anyway. He's not. He doesn't seem like the type. But it was Wendy Williams. She's judging people every day on her show, and then she goes to rehab and is divorced. Like if you have all these things happen, then why are you judging people? Like why would you? And I'm not saying she can't. She's allowed to, obviously, and that's what her show talks about mostly. It's about celebrity gossip, and it's not necessarily bad. She does have a big heart. You can just tell. She seems like a very sweet person, but when you see her judging people, and then you're saying like, she's like, this couple will last only a couple minutes. Well, I mean, and maybe they will, and maybe she's lasted her a long time for her relation, but she still got a divorce. So, to me, it just doesn't seem to make sense that you would judge others to the point where she does, because she does it quite a bit. So why would you judge others when you have a situation in your life? But that's how her show is, and I like the show. I really do enjoy it. I don't want it to stop really, but. And I mean, those things, judgments like that, you can wash off. You don't have to take them personally. You can just wash them off. Like you don't have to worry about them. Like if you're a gorgeous celebrity and she talks about how you have 15 minutes of fame or 15 minutes of love with someone, that makes sense, right? Like most people do think that couples like that won't last, or if it's brand new and the situation doesn't seem warranted that it will be a lasting relationship, then by all means it sounds like it makes sense that they won't last. So when she says that, we're all thinking it anyway, but she talks about it. Her show is really, really good. I do like it a lot for some odd reason, despite the drama that she's gone through and all that. But the thing is, you're just thinking to yourself, like, who are you to judge if you've gotten a divorce, you do drugs, you are dealing with all this, but she's a sweet person. You can just tell. She really loves entertaining, so who would want to take that away from her? And she's good at it. She is really good at it. I find she's amazing. I do find her interesting a lot of times. And I mean, doing drugs should not make you not be a celebrity. You should be allowed to do drugs. It's not like, and most of them aren't even illegal. Well, some of them are obviously, but But if you do drugs, you know, and you want to criticize people, you should be allowed. No one should stop you. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, you made fun of Whitney Houston. You made fun of Whitney Houston when she was alive and she was on drugs, and you talk about certain people, and then it seems like you're really making fun of them, and their situation is really not that good, and you really shouldn't be. But I love Wendy Williams. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, if you are doing, like, you would think that she wouldn't be doing drugs. Like this, it just makes sense to me, like, and you could do some drugs and not be worried about it. But it sounds to me like she's doing too much. So if she's doing too many drugs, you're thinking to yourself, like, you have a show where you criticize people that do drugs and criticize people that are in jail, criticize relationships, yet you've had a divorce, you've been on drugs. Who knows if you've been in jail, which I hope she hasn't, because she seems very nice. Um, and I try not to criticize, like I said, like I try not to be rude or anything like that. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, why would you listen to someone say these things about people when, their situation isn't that clear, or that good? But we don't know if any of those allegations are true. They might have been allegations, um, but she did go to rehab apparently. So and I mean, when I hear about things like that, and I'm saying to you guys, why is she entitled to judge if she does drugs or whatever? But for me, when someone does drugs and they're doing to that extent, and that it's causing them to be really upset, like celebrities. I don't celebrities. I don't mean like regular people do drugs, and you don't really have to think about that because you don't want them to. Well, with me with drugs, I'm always concerned. If you don't do too much, you're okay. But if you do a lot, then at some point you're just like feeling for the person. I really feel for people that do a lot of drugs. I don't want people to do too many that they get lost and trapped and feel stuck and they can't get out of it and they have a breakdown or whatever. That to me does not make sense. I don't want that to happen for people. Like, so there's part of you that wants to judge people that do drugs, and then part of you that's like, what, there's a person behind all that, and you want to really show that you care and treat them really well. So at the end of the day, Wendy Williams is still human, and she has a passion to do what she does. So why not allow her that? Because at the end of the day, it is her career, and she's doing it well. Honestly, I love her show. I can watch it all day. So if somebody does drugs out there and they do too many, you really feel for them. I'm the person that cares. I don't want them to do too many drugs, especially if they're a good person or they're a good quality person. I want them to be healthy. I want them to be happy. I want them to be managing their lives without any addictions. Addictions are really troublesome. A lot of people have major addictions, and it's really sad to see. And you want them to get out of it. You want them to feel good. I love when people feel good. That's my whole point of my channel. So totally enjoy, guys. Thank you. Bye now.